The head of the Log Cabin Republicans, the gay Republican group, says that Donald Trump will be the most pro-gay Republican presidential candidate that we have out there.
When President Trump is in office, can we look for more forward motion on equality for gays and lesbians?
Well, you can. We have to bring all people together.
I don't think you care about gay marriage. I think you're all for it.
People are changing a lot on that argument, and I'm not saying I wouldn't change at all.
It's a conversation that more and more people are having, and anything can happen.
The Supreme Court makes a decision. That's the law of the land, right?
The decision's been made, and that is the law of the land.
You think gays should be allowed to be married?
It's something I haven't given lots of thought to. I live in New York City. There's a tremendous movement on to have and allow gay marriage. It's just something that is too premature for me to comment on.
How about gays serving in the military?
It would not disturb me. I mean, hey, I lived in New York City and Manhattan all my life, okay? So, you know, my views are a little bit different than if I lived in Iowa, perhaps. But it's not something that would disturb me.
Ask the gays and ask the people. Ask the gays what they think and what they do. And then you tell me, who's your friend, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? You tell me.
So, you know, either get on the train or, you know, who cares?
remembering that freedom of speech, freedom of expression, capitalism, property rights, these are the things that make America the best country in the history of human civilization. America is the kindest. America is the kindest country to minorities. It treats women, blacks, gays, trannies, whatever minority you choose to identify with, it treats them the best out of any country anywhere in the world.
Hell yeah, girl.
I can smell them tranquil breezes from a mile away. Graduated from Boone up to Alizé. You're looking tough to death, got your weave done right. It's on so tight, now it's on tonight. Right about now, it's about that time for me to holler. Girl, I wanna waller in the back of my Impala. Don't need no chickens for this thing.
my people? Where are my people? As far as gays are concerned, okay, think of it. They throw gays off buildings. They kill them. Countries that contribute to her foundation. And she should give all that money back to all these countries. It's tens of millions of dollars.
Whether it's Orlando, 7/7, 9/11, I wish Americans would learn their fucking lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. 9/11 happened here. They flew a plane into the Pentagon. And America wants to re-elect a woman who's taken $50 million from those countries? Set aside the fact that she panders to gays here, while sucking up for donations to some of the most regressive and homophobic countries anywhere in the world. Just look at it on the facts. Just take it for what it is. Approach it simply. This is a woman who is going to welcome in more terror, more bloodshed, more horror, and is going to create more innocent, unnecessary.
So LGBT, the gay community, they kill gays in these countries. And she wants to have a 500, it's interesting. I've been saying a 500% increase, and I was actually corrected. It's 550% increase over what Obama's allowing in. So you tell me, who's better for the gay community and who's better for women than Donald Trump? Believe me.
There is no better way to do it than to cast a vote for Donald Trump. This is the new punk. Republican is the new...
Cock-a-doodle-doo, folks. I'm Donald Trump. And there's two things in the world I love. A good deal and a good meal.
We're going to dance. We're going to dance. We're going to dance and have some fun.
Dig.
Anyone on stage, and can I see hands, who is unwilling tonight to pledge your support to the eventual nominee of the Republican Party and pledge to not run an independent campaign against that person. Again, we're looking for you to raise your hand now. Raise your hand now if you won't make that pledge tonight. Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump, to be clear, you're standing on a Republican primary debate.
I fully understand.
The place where the RNC will give the nominee the nod.
I fully understand.
And that experts say an independent run would almost certainly hand the race over to Democrats and likely another Clinton. You can't say tonight that you can make that pledge?
I cannot say. I have to respect the person that, if it's not me, the person that wins. If I do win and I'm leading by quite a bit, that's what I want to do. I can totally make that pledge. If I'm the nominee, I will pledge I will not run as an independent. But and I am discussing it with everybody. But I'm, talking about a lot of leverage. We want to win, and we will win. But I want to win as the Republican. I want to run as the Republican nominee.
Was on a roll. I've been told he can't be sold. He's not vicious or malicious, just lovely and delicious.
One of the things people love about you is you speak your mind and you don't use a politician's filter. However, that is not without its downsides, in particular when it comes to women. You call women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't. Your Twitter account...
Thank you. I don't like that. Come on, get the dancers back.
Singing.
Mr. Trump, you talk a lot about how you are the person on this stage to grow the economy. I want to ask you about your business record. Trump corporations, casinos and hotels have declared bankruptcy 4 times over the last quarter century. In 2011, you told Forbes magazine this: "I've used the laws of the country to my advantage." But at the same time, financial experts involved in those bankruptcies say that lenders to your companies lost billions of dollars. Question, sir, with that record, why should we trust you to run the nation's business?
Because I have used the laws of this country, just like the greatest people that you read about every day in business have used the laws of this country, the chapter laws, to do a great job for my company, for myself, for my employees, for my family, etc. I have never gone bankrupt, by the way. I have never. But out of hundreds of deals,
sir,
excuse me,
that's your line, but your companies have gone bankrupt.
Out of what am I saying?
So all you people out there, you're fired. I don't like that. Come on, get the dancers back.
We're going to dance and have some fun.
Dig.
Of course, every American has a unique identity. I am proud to be gay. I am proud to be a Republican. But most of all, I am proud to be an American.
I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens from the violence and oppression of a hateful foreign ideology. Believe me.
And I have to say, as a Republican, it is so nice to hear you cheering for what I just said. Thank you. I live in New York. New York is a place with lots of gays, and I think it's great.
Hey, Donald, I also believe if I was alone in a room with you and you and I were just having a drink,
Right.
I don't think you care about gay marriage. I think you're all for it. I know you. You're for people being happy. I know George Takei said he took you to lunch trying to convince you, but he's the wrong guy to convince you. I mean,
Well, he's a nice guy.
he's a great guy.
He's a sweetheart.
God knows what he said to you.
He actually did leave that lunch and say, I really think Trump agrees with me. It's sort of an interesting feeling.
Don't you feel good that he's in a a relationship where he's happy.
He's happy.
And he's not out like sliding around somewhere marrying a straight woman and lying to her.
I think, and he is happy, and he's totally in love, and he was explaining to me the whole situation of how he fell in love, what his partner looks like. And now I will say the argument of gay marriage is changing a lot. People are changing a lot on that argument, and that was one, Robin, that was 80-20 a few years ago, and now it's at 50-50, and I think it's probably heading the other way.
Mr. Trump, please be specific. Tell us your views on LGBT, how you plan to be inclusive as president. Speak about North Carolina bathroom law in particular.
Oh, I had a feeling that question was going to come up, I will tell you. Well, look, North Carolina did something that was very strong, and they're paying a big price, and there's a lot of problems. And I heard one of the best answers I heard was from a commentator yesterday saying, leave it the way it is right now. There have been very few problems. Leave it the way it is. North Carolina, what they're going through with all of the business that's leaving and all of the strife, and that's on both sides. You leave it the way it is. There have been very few complaints the way it is. People go, they use the bathroom that they feel is appropriate. There has been so little trouble. And the problem with what happened in North Carolina is the strife and the economic punishment that they're taking.
So if Caitlyn Jenner were to walk into Trump Tower and want to use the bathroom, you would be fine with her using any bathroom she chooses?
That is correct.
British journalist Milo Yiannopoulos is known for controversial comments and being an outspoken, openly gay Donald Trump supporter. Our very own Greta Wall caught up with Milo to talk about his support of Trump and why he believes Donald Trump can do the most good for the gay community than any other president in history.
And you've been criticized for what some are calling, conservative rants and such on Twitter or on blogs and stuff like that. What do you say to people that can criticize you for your being conservative?
Criticizing me for being conservative, well, they're entitled to be wrong. I don't mind anyone for being wrong. Look, I'm only an oddity as a gay conservative if you've internalized the nonsense of the political left. If you believe that gay people have to believe a certain way, women have to vote a certain way, blacks have to vote a certain way. If you've bought into this stuff, then sure, you're going to find me weird and you're going to find the idea of gay conservatives strange. But all I can tell you is the Gays for Trump party I'm hosting tonight sold out within 24 hours. It is the hottest ticket at the convention. It is the most difficult thing to get tickets for this now, and it just goes to show actually that there is a gigantic groundswell of support for Trump among in places you wouldn't expect, among people who don't necessarily tell the truth to pollsters, and this is the one thing I've picked up going around this convention, whether it is old people, blacks, women, gays, you name it, there is a huge kind of growing groundswell of support for people who are just sick of the excesses of the left, and they're all voting for Trump.
So you tell me, who's better for the gay community and who's better for women than Donald Trump? Believe me.
Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
So, either get on the train or, who cares?
Said about language. 2 days ago, he said he would take his pants off and moon everybody, and that's fine. Nobody reports that. He gets up and says that And then he tells me, oh, my language was a little bit rough.
Okay.
My language.
Governor Casey. Matter of principle, and I'll tell you.
You are the single biggest liar. You probably are worse than Jeb Bush. You are the single biggest liar.
All right.
This guy lied. Let me just tell you, this guy lied about Ben Carson when he took votes away from Ben Carson in Iowa, and he just continues. And today, we had robocalls saying Donald Trump is not going to run in South Carolina, where I'm leading by a lot. I'm not going to run. Vote for Ted Cruz. This is the same thing he did to Ben Carson. This guy will say anything. Nasty guy. Well, let me just, he wants to be a tough guy. A lot of times, you'll have, and it doesn't work very well with
How tough is it to take property from an elderly woman?
Let me talk. Quiet.
How tough is it?
A lot of times, that's all of his donors and special. Thank you. Well, I also happen to call him a lightweight, okay? And I have said that. So I would like to take that back. He's really not that much of a lightweight. And as far as, and I have to say this, he hit my hands. Nobody has ever hit my hands. I've never heard of this one. Look at those hands. Are they small hands? And he referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee.
Down south, yo, we play this game. It's them Quad City DJs and yo, we call it the train. So if you wanna ride the thing, just come on down the train. We going around. Lord, did you jump on board? Get your next to kin. Your sister and your friend, pack up that. Ride on this. And boo, you need to stop faking and come on with me. I wanna take you home with me to be alone with me. And I can see you wanna hide it. Just keep riding, and please don't knock it until you ride it. So to all of you girls, you know I'm calling your name. Michelle, Tamika, and Tanya wanna ride this train.
On that, you keep calling us the dishonest press, the disgusting press.
Generally speaking, that's 100% true. Go ahead.
I disagree with that, sir. And if I can ask you this question, it seems as though you're resistant to scrutiny, the kind of scrutiny that comes with running for president of the United States.
I like scrutiny, but you know what? When I raise money, excuse me, I've watched you on television. You're a real beauty. He was begging for my endorsement. I could have said, Mitt, drop to your knees. He would have dropped to his knees. He was begging.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell. With me on that. I've heard Ted say that over and over again on television, that he's the only one that could beat me. Just for the record, I've won 10. He's won 3 or 4. Last week, in fact, on Tuesday, I was 500,000 votes higher than him. I was 1 million votes higher than Marco. 1 million votes. That's a lot of votes. This little guy has lied so much about my record.
Here we go. The person.
He has lied so much about my record.
Mr. Rubio, Senator Rubio, why don't you let him
And I will tell you this. First of all, I got a call from my sister and brother tonight. And they said, we had no idea Dad gave you $200 million. Believe me, I started off with $1 million. I built a company that's worth more than $10 billion. And I say it not in a bragging way, but that's the kind of thinking we need. Very low debt, tremendous cash flow. My financials are they're all in there.